Hello, hello.
Here we are. How are
Here
you?
we are. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm holding on there as best I can.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
always feel like I'm
feeling.
going into like a tribal meeting with the
That's the idea.
all right. See, so I got it. All right. So, yeah, it gives you that vibe,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
entering into the world of the tribal traditions.
I know. Bill, thank you for coming in.
Sir Bill. Bill's been
So,
busy.
I know. I can't wait to see the your studio.
Yeah,
Can't
it's
wait to
looking good
see
so
it.
far. I can't wait to
Yeah,
start my new studio, but
I know.
I gotta wait.
Man, oh man. We have Sean in. Welcome, Sean. Welcome. And Al, he was in here.
Yeah, he was
He's still
first.
here. He was very first.
He was excited.
So yeah. Oh, hey, Nando, my good friend. What's going on, Nando? We'll chat later. Um, oh, thank you so much, Bill. Oh, so sweet. So sweet.
Lovely ladies. Okay, Bill gets the cookie.
Yeah. Oh no, not the cookies again.
Cookie
Oh
for
my
Bill.
God.
All
I know,
right.
I know. So what's new with you?
Oh, Jesus. All kinds of stuff. I'm just between bouncing from program to program and lining people up for my own show and
Mm-hmm.
getting that magazine filled up. So I will accept anybody's submissions. You want to send them in to me. I want them. Anything, so we can get those pages filled to share with the community. It's fun. It's always fun when we have a holiday in the month because I can do a
Mm-hmm.
holiday themed stuff, and then folklore about that holiday and all of that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
working on all stuff for St. Patrick's Day. So it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting
Yeah.
stuff.
St. Patty's Day. Luck of the Irish. I'm actually
Right.
a little bit Irish.
So there you go. Next
Yeah,
issue is going
yeah.
to be right up your alley.
I know. I love it. I love it. I love the Celtic signs and, I love the traditions too.
And then all the traditions of everybody. It's not just like a Christian thing. There's other people do other kinds of rituals or traditions or foods and stuff like that.
Oh, yes.
That
So are you a person that goes to the bar and drink green Guinness beer?
no, but I will have myself a shamrock shake.
There we go. I never I never had beer with green dye in it. I guess that's a thing. I don't know. When
Okay.
you go to the bar on St. Patrick's Day.
Right. Well, actually, see, that issue's already out, which I'm a big goof because I'm forgetting where the hell I am. That
Yeah.
issue's already out, the March one. I'm working on April, so there'll be all
Okay.
Easter stuff.
Oh, nice.
So I lose track of my days. I really do. It's bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything's a blur. But I managed to throw it all together and get it going. So
That's true. Now we're like in kind of in between seasons as well. It's like still winter, but trying to get into spring.
oh yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, I know it's spring because everybody follows the weatherman. Don't follow the weatherman, guys.
No.
Listen to Mother Nature. When the
Mm-hmm.
animals start waking up, I knew it was spring the other day because I opened the door up to let the dog out and I smelled skunk. It's spring. The skunks are awake.
Mm.
And you look at the trees. The tree buds are on the trees. So if it's not spring, these animals wouldn't be here waking up and stuff in nature wouldn't be going on. So the weatherman doesn't know what they're talking about. Even though here in New York we're still getting snow and it's cold, it's spring.
Hmm.
So of course I had to keep a looking eye out because I'm like, oh God, don't spray the dog. Because she wasn't coming back in my house if she got sprayed. So
Oh man. Yeah, tomato juice. And I don't even know if that works, in all honesty.
they say it calms it down. Dawn dish liquid apparently helps break down the oil because it's an oil that they get sprayed with.
Yeah.
So that kind of like gets rid of the oil residue and the odor, but it's most of the time you just gotta whatever's left is gotta wear off.
Yeah. Poor Cree. He says, I don't see spring anywhere.
We saw a patch of grass here, so I have hope.
Yeah. That's very true. Ay, ay, ay.
He says shit ton of snow. Yeah, we still have a shit ton of snow too, but it melted enough where the little green was poking through, and I was like all excited.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
I know. Like all
Excuse
like
me.
the big, like the big hard, like ugly clumps of snow that just like stays there.
Yeah, we have that in the yard too.
melt until I don't know when. Those are half gone. So,
So,
it's
I have an ice chopper that my father created that we could chop it all up. So we busted up small. And on a blacktop, then it just melts really fast because it heats up. So, I mean, that's a big bonus. But ugh, they're talking snow again for today sometime or tonight. And I'm like, oh, come
that
on.
is crazy. You love to get through about 3 feet of snow to see anything resembling green grass.
Yeah, and then finally you do, and it's going to get dumped on. So talk about dream killer.
Oh my God. Since I do live in Boston, you know how Boston weather is so unpredictable. I mean, it could be like 20 degrees one day and just like 50 the next day. It's crazy.
Yep, same here.
Um, so we've been getting a lot of wind the past couple of days. So I don't know if it's the aftermath of the hurricanes or what's going on, but
It
yeah,
could be. It could be a
it
remnants
could
of it.
be.
Yeah. Yeah,
Could
because
be
it was
very
wind
well.
last 2 days. Same thing here. A lot of wind. Uh, Christy, I let the dog out. I go, oh no! I was stood in the hall. I said, I'm not, I'm not
You'll
going
be
out there.
blown away. Oh my God, the poor dog will be phew like
Well,
the
she's
Wizard of
attached.
Oz.
She's attached to the back porch, so
Okay, got ya. At least you don't have like a Chihuahua or something.
no, she's a German Shepherd, so I think she'll be good.
You imagine a Chihuahua going out in the wind? Oh my God.
Oh, Chris says, "Where do you live?" I live it's central New York at the foothills of the Adirondack Mountains. I always say that because people know the Adirondacks, so it gives them a general idea where I am. So yeah, I could take like a 20, 30-minute ride and I'm up at a lake. So I love it.
That's crazy. So I do have the beverage of the evening. So I call it the Irish Cream Deluxe. And I have the description I have the recipe in the description. Basically, it's just Irish cream, cranberry juice, and blackberry liquor.
Oh, wow.
So it actually, I was very surprised because I mixed the three and I was like, oh, I don't know about this. But it actually, I may try the next time, I may try coffee liquor and see the difference.
Oh, yeah.
But it's cool. It's like drinking like a pomegranate with a little bit of cream in it. It's good. I like it.
Nice.
But anyways.
Sorry,
hello,
I only have a Coke,
welcome.
guys. I hate to disappoint.
Oh, that's okay. Welcome. So yeah, everything's been good for me as well. I just want to make a couple of shout outs before we bring a lovely guest on. The first one is everybody knows because I've been sharing it out constantly. Vampire's Vendetta. It is a family film, suspense mystery film. It is family friendly. Amazing scriptwriter Denise Pounds and my friend producer Victor Santiago is responsible for it. So I do have the description. Please like and follow and share their Facebook page as well as the actual web page of Vampire's Vendetta. And they also have a donation page, and anything that you donate for the funding is tax deductible. So
wonderful.
We have that going on, and I do have a small part in it as well. So
Susan, the movie star.
So I'm very excited. And they're gonna probably, if everything goes well, they'll probably want to start filming next year in the fall.
Wow, great.
So I am very excited.
So are you going to be like our spooky Marilyn Monroe?
No, it's a totally different part. So Denise actually created as well Pagan, which she's going to get back to, and she's also going to try to put that out as well. And that one, yes, I have a very kind of similar character, but in this one, no. But it's going to be fun because it's on the different side of what I'm doing now is it kind of all falls together, but it's going to be enacting. I won't have that many lines, but it's a start. So. And, and then down the road, I definitely want to get into filming. I want to make my own documentaries. I'm going to school for that as well. So that's my, honestly, goal to do is actually start getting into it as well. So
great.
It's a lot. Not enough time in the day, but,
And then we all can say we knew you when.
I'll take all you guys with me.
Oh, all right. I'm ready for the ride. All right.
I'm not one of I don't want to say stuck up, but it doesn't get to my head. Believe me, I am who I am.
That's good. Keep
So,
grounded.
yeah, definitely. So without further ado, let's bring on our guest. So Gwen is not only a I can't, too much of the drink. Sorry.
See, really for that.
Paranormal investigator, but she as well is the producer for All Access Network. So let's bring her on.
Wonderful.
Welcome.
Hey, hi.
Guys. How are you?
We're doing good. How are you?
I'm good. And you guys were talking about snow. I have sun here, and I can see all my grass.
Jealous.
See, she's all that bragging. Well, it's nice to have you on, Gwen.
Now I'm gone. Well, I would say come down. We'll do the southern thing and have a cookout, but it's a little bit of a drive.
I have to say, I love you. I love your accent. I really do.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Some of my friends tease me, but that's okay. I may be a little southern and country, but that's all right.
That's all right. What part of South Carolina are you from?
It's in the upstate. It's Greenwood in Lawrence County. I live right up from the lake, actually.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, Jamie. Thank you.
I was just curious because I was born in South Carolina, so I was just wondering. Yeah,
I thought so, but I wasn't sure. Now, which county or area?
It's Columbia, I believe. Yeah, it's Army base. I'm an Army baby.
Yes.
Fort Jackson.
Columbia is the capital. Oh, Fort Jackson. Yes,
Fort Jackson.
I know somebody that's. Thank you, you guys. Yeah, I know somebody that's there this weekend on annual training. So yeah. Well, more than one, but yeah.
So there you go.
So thank you guys for having me on. This is absolutely cool.
Oh, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
And I told them, their backgrounds are great. Mine's just black.
Oh, I got all kinds of backgrounds. So
I do too. I love playing with them.
And you decide, well, gee, which one should I use today? So it's
mine just makes my hair look like a hat or something.
Yeah, I always look like that. Well, because it's the virtual one. So yeah, it looks, I have parts that disappear. Looks like I'm wearing a helmet. I don't know.
It is what it is. That's what they said. Actually, Sean gave me advice to go with the back. If you go with the background, go with a darker background and try to wear darker clothes with it. Mm-hmm. And you don't, because you can still see me swerve a little bit, but not that much anymore.
Well, with your outfit, which is very cool, by the way.
Thank you.
But like I have a shirt and just my hair, and it just looks kind of weird. But I'm working on mine. There's my CEO, Leitreanna.
Welcome.
Mm-hmm.
She's watching. We got to be good.
Don't make her spank our hands. Yeah, we have fun and we enjoy it. So, but I'm so happy. I watch you guys shows sometimes when I can, and I was excited. And I don't have a real drink. I just have a bottle of Dr. Pepper. So
that's all right. It works.
Okay. Whatever works.
Well, it's a little early for me.
Welcome, Kimmy. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
Let's do it.
So when did you actually, because I know you're also a paranormal investigator on the other side of being the producer for All Access. So how did you get into the paranormal?
Well, for many, many, many years, I denied any of my, I'm going to call them gifts, see and hear and other things, and was aware of the paranormal. When you're, I don't know if it's the South, but I get it from other people too. You're crazy, or don't tell my family was like, don't tell anybody, say nothing. Mm-hmm. So for many years, I kind of denied it. And then I grew up and I was a paramedic for many years. So that was very interesting, being a medic and being able and aware of the paranormal. But, and then one day I saw a ghost hunting class in a local college here. And it happened to be now my bestie, Leitreanna. And I signed up and took it, and it went, it kind of blew up from there. And everything is where it's supposed to be now. So I have my people, like I'm sure you guys understand when I say you can be yourself around other paranormal people. So it's great. Right. It really is. But it just kind of was a thing I was supposed to do. I feel like it's where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to do. And I love it.
Do you think that being an EMT it helped you transition into the paranormal field?
Well, I was aware of it the whole time, and it was bizarre to go in and have your deceased patient and then see your deceased patient's spirit there in the same room. But I do. I think I kind of don't get as nervous or overexcited, and I try to be cool and enjoy it and get my evidence because I am a nerd and I love it. But yeah, it did help. I think it actually did. I can't imagine coming from like a bank teller job and trying to do the paranormal. That would be, you're just not around death or anything like that. So I think it has helped me. Yes, very much.
That's great.
Yeah. What do you think? What was your first experience actually with the paranormal?
Mm-hmm. I was a little girl and I lived in the country in South Carolina, of course. And I remember my brother went across the road. And it wasn't like a little neighborhood, but it was in the country. He went across the road to the neighbor's house, and I thought he had left the TV on. I was in my room reading. I was one of those kids that like to read, and I kept hearing something, and I was like, "What is that?" I thought it was like a old Western, is what it sounded like to me. So I go in there to turn it down. The TV's off, and I look out my bedroom window, and I vividly remember this, seeing Native Americans on horses, one lady with a papoose. And I remember seeing that, and it scared me because here I'm home alone thinking the TV's on, my brother's across the road. And it freaked me out as a kid, but then, I couldn't look away. And then I realized what it was. And of course, I made the mistake of saying something to my parents, and that's the day I got, shh, don't say anything. So,
right.
But so from then on, when things would happen, I would just kind of, just be cool about it and not say anything to many people. I've been lucky and not have the horror kind of part that people, act out in movies and things. Mine have been basic. If it's something bad, it doesn't show itself as its worst, let's say. So I've been lucky with that. But yeah, I'll never forget it. It was like a movie, watching the Trail of Tears type thing where they're just walking. Oh, yeah, that is exactly what it was like. Wow. Hey, Pam. Yeah, that's my first thing I actually remember. I do remember seeing an older lady, and come to find out she was like my great grandmother. I would see her around, and I would think that she was real. But those right there are the first I remember. And I was little. I was very little, like kindergarten or younger.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was a long time ago for me. So how about you guys? How did you get started?
Oh, wow. Like me, I was about 8 years old. My first experience actually was in a castle.
Oh.
That my aunt was a caretaker. And we were all spending the weekend there. And I was woken up in the middle of the night at the sound of footsteps. And believe it or not, like the jingling of chains, guys. And I'm thinking, okay, what the heck is that? So I go poke my head out in the hallway, and I'm calling for my aunt and my grandmother, and I hear nothing but the footsteps coming towards me. And of course, being 8 years old, you're like, oh shit. So you just, you run back in the room, close the door. And I was sharing a room with, my uncles I have an uncle that's around my same age. And I'm trying to wake them up, and they wouldn't wake up. So I just jumped into bed and covered up my head, and I could hear the footsteps coming, and then they stopped right at the door. And then that morning when I got up and talked with my aunt, she explained the story in the background of the castle and the owner. And make it long story short, they were supposed to bury her in the crypt that was in the basement of the castle. They didn't. They buried her in New York City. So it was recorded in the history books that she was the one that walked the halls because she was angry.
Wow.
That's incredible.
So yeah, that was my first experience.
Wow, that's wow.
Yours is cooler than mine. Now, do you ever go back to that castle now that you're older and understand?
I did a couple of times. It fell into disrepair. And then actually last summer, I wanted to go back and do another investigation of the ruins. And somebody purchased the property and fenced the entire place off. And you can't get on it.
Oh, man.
And it's a shame because I do have a love for cemeteries, and I wanted to go to the family cemetery, which is on the property, which there are graves of the Roosevelt family buried there.
Oh, wow.
The President Roosevelt's family. So I don't know what happened with that. It's probably just going to be neglected and just, because you can't get to it now. So
yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah, a little upset about that, but I don't know what they're growing on the property. But it had an electric and wooden fence all the way around it and posted signs. So yeah, you don't
That's
even
a
dare.
lot.
That's a little, yeah. So
that is crazy. Mine is a very long story, but it's very similar to you. Because growing up back then, a lot of people thought you were a little bit cuckoo or crazy. When you would try to talk to them, like whether or not you were talking to somebody, or you would have an imaginary friend, but it actually wasn't an imaginary friend. So I was pretty much growing up sheltered, and it wasn't until after I got into like black magic and things like that it actually made me more aware and possibly like awakened me up more.
Yes.
And then, since then, CMPS was actually, the founder actually brought me in 2004. And then when she was not able to maintain the group anymore, she asked me to take it over. So we've been around since 2004. So
that's a long time.
Yeah, it has been. So yeah.
In any of your family, either of your families, did they ever have your experiences that you know of?
My mother, I honestly think my mother was a witch. I don't know what type, but the reason why originally when I got into black magic, I actually found her books in her cabinet behind like all like these blankets and stuff. They were kind of hidden. So of course I was intrigued, and then I started reading it and everything. Plus I think my mother at some point was also like intuitive as well. Because growing up, like we would always, like, even if we weren't together, we would always know if something was going on with each other.
Yes.
So yeah.
We were talking about that before the show.
Yep.
Exactly.
So do you have a group that you investigate with, or do you go by yourself, or?
I do. No, we don't. We have boo buddies. We always don't like to go alone because you never know what's going to happen, especially if you're like in the cemeteries, which I agree. I love the cemeteries.
Yep.
But yeah, it's called Paranormal Pros, and when we, the class is going on, it's actually the students. But the group that's not the students is called Family Spirit. My CEO and bestie Leitreanna and those created that, and she also has a book. And our original show for our network was Family Spirit, and it'll be back as specials more than anything. But so we have kind of two. One that has students, which is kind of cool to see the first experience or the aha moment. Have you ever got to see somebody's aha moment? That's very cool. So, but yeah, there's two of them. So.
Now, when you're doing your investigations, how do you go about it? Do you depend on equipment or just your natural senses and basic equipment? How do you go about it?
Well, my favorite thing is the flashlight and just me. That's my favorite. But we love to try equipment at least once. We have some good things. To be real with you, I would love to be able to use candles and stuff like that more. I just like it, but it's hard to go if you are on a location, no flames. But so we use the little flashlights. I have the same duty flashlight that I had as a paramedic for years. And it's kind of, I say it has good energy on it. That's my favorite. I listen. I do like one of the apps called Necrophonic. Most people have tried that one because it's what I hear on there is the same voice and the same things that I hear with my ears. So it's good. As far as the other stuff, we try things. People love cat balls and that kind of stuff. Those are pretty cool. But I honestly, I like the basic stuff. Mostly, I haven't found anything, awesome that I like more than anything else besides just my little stuff.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
When you went on your very first investigation, where were your emotions? Were you scared? Were you confident? I know when I went into my very first one, I was a little bit uneasy.
I actually was excited.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, I was a medic, so when things got real, I got calm. So that's just, but I was excited. And we actually, my first, I guess, real one, not just kind of a couple minutes here, a couple minutes there, kind of practicing things. We went to a cemetery, the Huguenot Cemetery, if you're familiar. Maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in the woods, and we went down, and it was very cool. And you walked in this big stone, it surrounded the cemetery, and we actually encountered an elemental, which was very, very new. I honestly didn't understand anything about them much, but it was very cool. It was a very good place. But I enjoyed it. The investigation went well. And I've been hooked ever since. Well, before then I was hooked, but very much hooked after that. So that's why cemeteries. Yeah. That's why cemeteries are my favorite, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the history. I enjoy the history. And
I do too. And that's why I like historical locations. But it's hard to find. Some of the businesses don't want you to come in and say they're haunted. Or if you do, then sometimes it's been overdone by other groups if it's actually one of those big places. I did go last year to the USS North Carolina in Wilmington, North Carolina on the ship. And that was cool. That was very cool. We had a group go in, and it was an event. Stan and Teresa Fikes, they're from Alabama. They had got a few of us together, because it's kind of expensive. And we got to do it. I think we stayed to maybe 3 a.m. But we got to walk around and do stuff, and encountered soldiers. And that ship had actually been damaged and everything. And it's retired now, but it had been damaged, and we encountered all kinds of things. And it was great. It really was. It was great. So,
hey, Carla, how you doing?
Yeah. Thanks everybody for watching.
Yes.
Actually, my next question is how do you feel about the debunking community and what they add to the paranormal field as a whole?
There are some out there that try to not be fair, but we actually have a guy that's coming to our show. He's called, or our network, excuse me. He's going to have his own show called Nathan Elwell. You may know him.
Oh, yes.
Nathan, he's coming. Nate's coming. I like him because of his technique, I guess. And I'm not, everybody has their own way, but his way is he takes something and he doesn't look at it like, oh, it's this person. No. He takes it, he looks at it, and if it's real, it's real. If it's not, it's not. And he researches it and everything. So he's very thorough. That is what I like about it. Now, there's some people out there that, it's almost like somebody saying, oh, the paranormal is not real. But then, funny enough, they'll come to you later and say, but one time I went to this house and something happened. You guys ever had anything like that happen?
No.
But yeah, I honestly, if I have evidence, I welcome anybody to come and say, see what they say or see what they hear. We love people to have voice recorders and everybody, get together. So some people can make it bad. Some can, but we need to know what's real and what's not and everything. I think it's a good thing when people try to debunk, because we try to debunk our own stuff. That's the first things we do.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I want it to be real, and I want to experience everything I can.
Yes.
That's how we get addicted to it, you guys. We want to see that thing.
Instead of chocolate, paranormal.
Right.
It's
sucking us back in.
I know. So Gwen, how are your feelings about the afterlife? Do you believe in it?
I do. But I also believe that it's like a choice. Because I know that I have family members. I have what I call spirit guides that choose to come around. But I also know that they're not stuck with me. they can go and do. And I believe that you can go and come back at will. I do. That's my belief now. I know somebody's going to not like that. Name of my investigation team. They're Paranormal Pros and Family Spirit International. And the All Access Network Television is our podcast network. And we're, like I said, we're in South Carolina. So I got off subject. I'm sorry. I saw the comment.
That's all right. No, that's all right.
And I'm used to doing my own show, so I'm always looking.
That's okay.
Always
That's
looking.
okay.
That's the same here. I'm always looking.
Yeah.
I see you guys. And do you feel that? Do you believe that you could be reincarnated?
Yes, I do believe that. I very much do. I know that one of my past lives, I was a Celtic witch. I do know that. I really want to get into, when I actually can have downtime in my head, I want to get into others if there were any, but I do feel like I've had more than that, a lot more than that. So that's one I am for sure of, but yes.
Okay, well then my next question would be, what do you believe that what happens to us after we pass from this life? What do you believe that we transition into?
I believe energy. I do. I believe energy. I have actually seen people, of course, die, and I've seen some stuff I can't explain. I just, you can't explain it. And of course, the science says you lose weight when you die. But I've seen things that are just like, almost like, how can I put this? I think of it as energy all the time because it's almost like a shimmer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a shimmer, or like not a puff of smoke, but like a wisp of something. It kind of depends, but that's my belief, though. Everybody, that's me. That's not everybody else, and I don't push mine on anybody. But yes, I do believe that there is the afterlife, and I believe that you can come and go, and I believe you can check on your family, friends, loved ones, and my brother, he died many years ago now, and I know he's around sometimes. He's come to me. He's come over some of the equipment, some of the apps. He's done that, and I've seen him myself, and I've felt him around, and he said stuff to me that only he would know. I'm his little sister, and I'm still his little sister.
Right.
So yeah, but yeah, that's my opinion though. So, but yeah, I just believe that we can be around. Yeah, I do. So do you guys know anything about your past lives, or do you believe in that?
I've never looked into it.
Never. Well, that's cool.
Never looked into it.
You might not want to know, right?
I don't know. Well, maybe it was better than what I got going on now. I don't know.
I honestly, and that's why the character that I am, the reason why is because I was told I have two past lives. One was like in the medieval Viking era, and the other one was kind of like the Victorian era. I don't know, honestly, like what character I was. Like, obviously I was human, but I don't know if I was like an actual like Viking that was fighting, or if I was just like a housewife, something like that. I don't know. But that's one of the reasons why I kind of put everything together and made the character that I am. So, well,
on your video, or your intro video, where you are like light haired with your fierce little, I love that. That is so cool. That is so cool. The rest is good too, but that is more, that suits you.
Yeah,
I think.
Cree wants to know if you're bouncing, Susan.
Bouncing? It does look like you're moving.
Is it?
It does look like it.
She's got a spring in her butt. Sorry.
I know. I'm trying to, and you know what? The chair that I have is wooden, and yeah, I do have a cushion, but I tell you, I'm just like moving around trying to find a good spot here. All right.
No, yeah, it was like you were bouncing. So who knows?
Or like fly around in my castle, I'll fly around in my castle. I'll stay still, I promise. All right.
It looks fine. Honestly, I thought it was something to do with the outfit and the screen.
Who
It
knows?
actually looks cool.
Yeah. Wayne believes
Who
in
knows with
reincarnation.
me?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, but Wayne said you can't be Cleopatra. I was Cleopatra, LOL.
Oh,
So,
I believe it. I believe it. Wayne
yeah,
is a damn
I
good
do
looking
like
girl.
Cleopatra. Yeah. I
Oh,
loved
Bill says he thinks
Cleopatra.
it might be your camera mount.
Oh, you know what? That could be the other thing, because if I put pressure, because I have a portable table that it's on, so if I put pressure on it, it moves. It could very well be that too.
Okay. So
Oh, yeah.
the bouncing has been solved.
The bouncing has been, it's not me personally.
It was debunked. It was
Yeah,
debunked. That's
it was
it. Yeah.
debunked.
We
Yeah.
debunked it.
Ay. I'm just trying to think. Is there any more paranormal questions before we get into the all access?
Into the rest. Well,
yeah.
I'll answer
the
whatever
question
you
I want
like.
have you ever been touched, physically touched,
Yes.
or heard
Oh,
heard
see?
voices in your ear?
Yes. I do. I have a my second mother will come to me if I'm having a down day or I'm sad, and she'll say, "Put your lipstick on." And she did that in life. She's such a sweet baby girl.
Aw,
She's
fantastic.
sweet. I loved her.
that is awesome.
Yeah, so that's the one I hear more than anything. And Lee, I know you're watching. It's Mom. I know she does that to all of us. So, but yeah, she was a sweet lady. She really
Still
was.
taking care of everybody even after she's
Yes.
gone. So that's
Yes,
great.
she is.
That is awesome.
Has there been a
Yeah.
place that you've gone to that has been your favorite and would love to revisit?
Honestly, there is a cemetery probably 20 minutes from my house that I love it. It was it was the first place I ever heard anybody call my name. So I don't know if that makes it special or if it's the feeling. It's just a little country cemetery. It's fenced in. The hurricanes that came through, it did knock a tree down. So for a while we couldn't go out there, but that is my special place. I like that. Now, there are some of the places that we visited that we do frequent, but I'll be real with you. I would love to go back to the USS North Carolina. That's special to me. I met a new spirit friend who I actually see and hear from a lot from there. So that's kind of unique for me. I thought that was cool. Yeah.
Have you been to a place ever that you just don't want to return to because of how the negative energy or bad feeling you have?
I've been in a building where I would never want to go to certain rooms. But as far as a whole place, not so far. But it could be my next adventure. Who knows? No, I think I have actually been lucky. I have not. But there are places when I ride by them, even if I'm going to the store or just wherever, that I look at it and go, there's something wrong there. I think everybody's had that, oh, I don't want to go there kind of thing. So.
Oh, yeah,
definitely. Is there a place that you would love to visit in the future?
I want to go to Scotland and just travel. That is what I would love to do if I could do it. I would go to Scotland and I would travel to all the castles, Laura, and everything else. Now, was the castle that you were in, was it in the U.S. or was
it? Actually, it was only about a 30-minute ride from where I live.
That is a shame that you can't go back.
They bought the property and nobody's allowed on it. I don't know if it was, they turned it into, a marijuana farm. I don't know. I don't know. Because why would you have an electric fence?
True. Or
that's the only thing I could think of, because you can't even pull into the driveway. I mean, the fence is right on the drive and it's all the way around. I'm like, okay, well, they're serious, because I don't want to, to hop the fence and get in trouble. Just,
No, please don't get electrocuted. Please
right.
And
I'm sure they probably took everything is gone probably now. The last photographs I actually have on my page. You can see some of the photographs of what was left over. But I do have a piece. When I was there last, I did take a piece of the stone from the building, and I have it here that I intend on putting in a shadow box with the original picture. So it's just a keepsake for myself, because it was a really special place to me.
Well, I want to go to Scotland. So if anybody has any advice on that or places to go, hopefully in the future sometime we'll get to go there. And don't get me wrong, the U.S. has so many places. I just think it would be unique to get to go something very different.
Oh, yeah, because I agree. Because all the places here are just overdone.
They are.
And I always tell everybody, but it's everywhere. You know, they want to go to the Stanley. I want to go to the Conjuring House. I want to go here. All right. Everybody's been to those places.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see people go to places that nobody has put out on YouTube yet.
There you go.
I want to see the new stories, the new adventures. So, yeah, I would love to see that. Wayne says, "Ooh, I love Scotland." And he's closer than the rest of us.
Where is he? Is he in England? Or
He's in England, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now there are old houses that we drive by because we're in the South and we have like the old plantation houses and even just old houses. And sometimes I'll drive by. Oh, the tunnels in Edinburgh. Yes, I have heard about those. Yes, I would love to. But old houses fascinate me because I can go by them and just feel like I want to go in there. You know, I just want to go. Looking for unknown places. Yeah, that would be great. And I'm sure I could look around just in my neck of the woods and just, find 100 probably. And we do try to go to different ones. Yeah, we try to go to somewhere often that nobody's been to. So.
And that's what I've been looking for just recently. I've got everybody, and I've loved everybody that's been on my program and loved to hear their experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm searching for the people that can share experiences that nobody has heard about. We have to, we got to keep it going, keep it fresh.
We did.
Because how many times can you hear about, the Conjuring House? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always the same story. So we just want
something
a little, little new.
Well, everybody needs to keep in touch and do that kind of stuff. And I will from now. We definitely keep in touch because like down here, you said you were born in South Carolina, which is very cool. If you ever come back down here,
maybe probably not, but
she's like, no, I'm in the north. I'm not.
I don't do well with a lot of heat. So yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Well, we're having a beautiful day today, so you would like it. 70
That's awesome. Gwen, how do you deal with skepticism or people that don't believe in the paranormal or what you experience?
Honestly, I kind of look at it as, okay, you might not think I know her, or you might think I'm crazy and take me to the hospital, but I believe what I believe, and I try to agree to disagree, maybe. I appreciate their opinions, and if they don't believe, I do try to understand that. But I know what I've experienced, so I don't try to go, well, somebody said they don't believe in that, so maybe I'm not right now. I know what I have, and everybody has their opinion, and honestly, I think the people that don't believe or just don't want to even try, I think if they open their eyes just a little bit, they don't have to admit it to anybody. That's okay. Just open your eyes just a little bit, because most people have had some kind of even small experience. Most kids have had a imaginary friend. You might not remember all that, but
right.
Yeah, I won't argue or anything like that with people, but I think people nowadays are more open to hearing about it. A lot of the TV shows that people see and everything. I think that helps. But
I think in the community as well, it's hard because, you have all these people that claim that they're psychic mediums or have other abilities, and they actually don't. So it makes it harder now to actually truly believe people that say, hey, I honestly do have abilities, or I do know, have experience with the paranormal.
Well, if they, if they are, just, prove it. That's me. If somebody says that to me, and I have friends that are truly psychic mediums, and I know they're real. I've experienced the things with them, but people that say they are, just, if you can prove it, great. But people that pretend, that's not cool. Not cool.
Well, it does a lot of damage.
It does. It does. That's what makes some people doubt. And, I'm going to believe what I believe, no matter who likes it or not. But I guess I'm at that age where I'm not 20 and I don't have to worry about who thinks what about me anymore. So
exactly.
I think that helps. I do think. But I think there are people out there like I don't walk around saying I'm an empath, but I am. And for many years, I didn't understand what that meant. And when I got with my people that understand and all, I have learned a lot about more than just that. So, if anybody has abilities and you doubt them, talk to somebody that's in the paranormal or that has that, and maybe they can help you. I think that's a good idea for everybody.
Well, yeah, and that's part of what I do on my own show is that I like to get people on to educate everyone.
Yes,
no matter what it is, and whether you believe it or not, you're going to take something away from that program,
right?
Because it might open the door, say, well, gee, maybe that is possible, or and then they're going to say, well, no, this is BS. Then okay, that's fine. Exactly. Not everybody is going to believe what everybody has to say, and I do believe that we are tarnished by the false people on YouTube who do it just for views.
Yes.
And the money, if they get money, God bless them. But it's an educational thing as far as I'm concerned, because you say, like you say, you tell your story.
Yeah.
And people look at you like, what are you smoking? Or,
exactly. Or what are you
what did you take today? Right. So it's, and so I've always said that, not for nothing, because everybody goes, well, I'm a professional paranormal investigator. And no, I don't believe that there's any professional. I believe you're a professional in your own experiences. And that we are all just students in the paranormal, because until it's proven scientifically, without a doubt, it's still just an education and an experience. And everybody's is different.
Well, personally, I like to hear people's experiences. I do. Yep. And that's why I asked you. And I'm so used to interviewing or being on the show that it's hard for me not to. But I love to hear people's experiences. And I don't try to doubt them. Sometimes you hear some that or just, but, I like to hear them. You've been there. You've been there. But, I enjoy the whole thing. I love the experiencing it. I love hearing about it. I love researching. Like I said, historical places and cemeteries are just absolutely wonderful.
And do you find it important to research before you go into a location, or do you wait until after the fact?
What I prefer is to not know, but just a little bit, like where it is. I will even try to not listen to people discussing, like if we're going somewhere, because I want to walk in, and if I experience something or I hear something, I want it to be real to me. Like we went to a place in Savannah, Georgia, and I knew what the place was and sort of a little bit of its story, but I didn't look into what people had experienced there. And I was walking on a landing. We had come up a flight of stairs, and I looked back for whatever reason, and there was a little girl. And I said to my friend, I said, there's a little girl at the bottom of the stairs, and bless his heart, Southern thing, his eyes got about that big. And he said, that's the one I've been looking for. And I had no idea that there was a little girl that walked around in there. I had no idea. So not knowing that made it very special to me, because I wasn't looking for that one thing. So I got to look around, and I saw, there were other things going on, and people, we did Estes method and stuff like that, and heard different things. But, afterwards they're like, when you have that little discussion afterwards, it was like, oh, yeah, there was a little girl and I didn't know. And they were like, really? You didn't know? And I'm like, no, I didn't. So I think, and then there's some places like the battleship. I did want to know that they, had damage and people were killed in certain areas. But mostly I kind of like going in mostly blind. It just, for me, that's my thing. It just makes it kind of special for me. And, other people will be like, no, I want to know. I'm like, maybe. But I love it either way. If I know or don't, if I happen to hear it, all is good.
Yeah, because it's hard when you go into investigations and then you have the person that gives you the tour beforehand. Yeah. It's hard. You have to tell them right away, no, I don't want to know anything. you know,
True.
or they'll like tell you like the history, they'll tell you what everybody experienced and the hauntings, etc. And I'm 100% with you as well. Like, I don't want to know that section of it, but
Right.
I'm a little bit curious, like the history of it, you know?
Yeah, I do like to know, like, if it's an old home or an old plantation or whatever. I do like to know what era that it, you know, was built, or, you know, kind of like if it's a famous architect. I like knowing that kind of stuff.
Right.
But, you know, I like walking in sort of blind, half blind. Yeah, that makes it better for me.
Yeah, well, I normally say, I'd like to know the history of the property. And you said, like, you know, the building, but I don't want to know the haunted history.
The hauntings. Yeah.
That I want to be, you know, left the door open. So if something odd does happen, then you can correlate with the stories that have been told by others that have been there.
Well, you know, I'm always thinking, if I'm looking for one thing, what if I am looking so hard at that I miss something else?
Right. Right.
So, but then there's, you know, I know there are people who feel very opposite of that, but if they want to talk about it beforehand, sometime I'll just go to over here, or go to the bathroom, or walk outside or something, just so I don't.
Right. So, so it doesn't pretty much jade you want to experience. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah. And you have to be open-minded as well. If you go in and you just have your mind set and you're blocked, then nothing will come to you, you know? And it's funny because it's funny for me because I tend to be sometimes a little aggressive when I go in investigations. Like I just go right in. I said, okay, where is everybody at? You know, but I need to like take a step back and saying, you know, okay, don't be so aggressive. Go in, you know, introduce yourself, and, you know, let them come to you gradually, not go in like full force, like you're the police.
Yeah, you know, I find out if you go in like that, they're gonna like step back. If you go in,
and that's what's been happening. A couple of investigations, they were actually playing hide and go seek with me because they didn't know like who I was, or so I said, okay. So I kind of changed it up a little bit. I go in, you know, I'm relaxed. I sit down, I say, hi, this is, you know, I introduce myself, my team, and then just let them gradually like peek out and see you, and, you know,
just sit there in silence.
Yeah. But before I was like flying right in there.
Let me at them.
I think we all go through that stage. But I do. I like that. Like you said, go in, introduce yourself, and even say, hey, I'm not here to disturb anything or to change anything. I just want to, you know, I want to know. I want to get to know you, talk to you. And sometimes they will come up to you.
Well, like the cemetery work that I do is just, I go there, I pick a section and just, you know, announce who I am, say I'm here to visit. And then I just sit there in silence. I said, if you wish to speak to me, you can through this recorder. And you get better results if you're just calm, and you just treat them like if they were still living.
Right there. Sometime in my head, and not sometime, most of the time, I just feel like they're people. They're just like, we're just standing there. Now, I like to take little, I get little dolls, because there's always kids in the cemetery, or ladies, maybe a flower if it's in season or something I can say, you know, I brought this to you. And I had a crystal in my pocket one time and I left on a grave. Just stuff like that. That way, if you go back, then I have actually heard one say, oh, Gwen's back. So that very much made me smile when I heard that. And I was like, wow, that's kind of interesting. And it was on the equipment. It wasn't just my ears.
Right.
But so if you ever go in the South Carolina and you see a little doll sitting on a grave, it could have been me. That's how I do that. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I typically, when I go in investigations, and there's, you know, stories of children there, I usually take like some type of interaction toys. Like the previous investigation I was at, I just basically took some, you know, those red Dixie cups, the plastic ones, and kind of make a little pyramid. And then I had a ball, and then I said, hey, play bowling with me, you know, like little things like that, you know, they ordinarily don't see, you know, because I tell you, if I was a spirit and somebody was visiting me all the time and I was hearing the same thing, what's your name? How did you die? I would be like, oh my God, just leave.
Exactly.
You know?
The 20 questions.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it's,
well, I think introducing yourself and then just kind of sitting down like you're having a afternoon tea with them or something is kind of cool. But that is an awesome idea with the cups. That I did not think of that. You know, the Boo Bear, I do like it because I think it's cute. But honestly, if I was a kid, it would scare me because it's loud. So little things. How about little jingle bells like you use at Christmas? Do you like those?
Yeah,
yep.
I typically I use the teacher's bells to just plain simple ones as well. Those are nice.
Those are just the simple stuff. You can get it at any store. Yeah, any little store. We did the balloon. Have you ever tried the like playing cards?
I haven't tried playing cards. No.
I've tried that a couple of times and it worked out pretty well. Anything creative, different is good.
We do have a question here. I'm getting to it.
I can't see all the questions.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. What kind of equipment do you use? Is coming from Cree question.
Okay. Cree, my favorite equipment is just a flashlight. The twist flashlight, mag lights is what I like the best. That is my favorite thing. Candles are hard to use because you can't always, if you're outside and that kind of stuff. That's what my favorite thing is. But I do use necrophonic a lot on my phone. And I always put it on airplane mode. I'm a basic type person. I will try anything. The K2 meters, sometimes the cat balls, they seem to be popular, but you know, and don't get me wrong, we do go full out sometimes. It depends on what it is, but simple is better for me. I know that's kind of boring. Sorry, Cree. But yeah, that's what I like now. No, that's not everybody.
He's also asking as well, or she, sorry. Do you have a team or investigate? Gwen answered it before, but she can answer it again.
Oh yeah, that's fun. There's two teams. The lady who is the CEO of the podcast network that we have, they teach classes, and we have one that's called Paranormal Pros that is connected with the class for the students more. And then we also have one called Family Spirit. And that is kind of it's the people that run the class or help with the class and some friends that we do that one. So there's actually two. And no, we don't do it alone. We have what we call boo buddies. I always have a partner type thing because like I like cemeteries. If you go out there and get hurt and you're alone out in the woods, then you're in a mess. Or say you go somewhere and unfortunately there's a bad spirit. I mean, you could be in for some bad things. So, but that's me. Let's see, thoughts on Estes. I do like the Estes method. I really do. I've had success with it, but in the double Estes method, have you guys tried that?
No, I can't stand the noise.
I can't either.
Well, I was going to say, now I can only do it for a little bit at a time because it'll give me a headache, but it's so interesting. If you're sitting there and you hear something and you honestly can't hear the person that's like asking questions, and then you come up and compare it'll give you chills sometimes with things that you come up with. So I like it, but the noise, if I could fix the noise, that would make me very happy.
Can't stand the noise. I am very basic. I use a camera and a digital recorder, and that is it.
Now, I do like my digital recorder also. And as far as cameras, I do have, it's one of my favorite little toys. I do forget sometimes. I don't always use it, but it's a little 5K camera. It's about that big, and it's very simple, very easy. But usually somebody has a digital recorder, which is good because you go back and you hear stuff. But the Estes method, It is fun. I like it. I seem to have success with it, but it also, I do agree, Laura, it will give you a headache.
Yeah, the noise, I just can't stand
it's like,
it. Can't stand it.
Oh my goodness.
And I find that I get better results, like I said, with just the basics, the recorder and the camera. I mean, if you're going to catch something, you're going to catch it on there. I mean, and that's my opinion, but it's all these fancy gadgets and all that. And it's great if you want to do the experiments, see how they work. They might work great for you.
I do like to try that. I do. Have you tried the film cameras? We were thinking about that yesterday. We found some film that was never used, and we were like, "Oh, we're going to get these cameras out and try it next time." Regular old fashioned,
old fashioned. Yeah, no. Well, I do. Yeah, I have 35 millimeter, and then I do regular video. So it's it depends on where I am.
That's right. But the next time I go out, if you see me with an old fashioned film camera, you know where I'm going. Yep. Because that's I just want to try it. I haven't tried it.
Well, sometimes you've had some throughout history. You've had some of the best captures on still photographs. So it's it's still I still believe that it works. It's going to pick up something if something is there.
No, I think I do like trying the new stuff, but sometimes I just go, how does this work? Me and technology are good friends, but we're not always best friends.
Right. My only beef about it is because the contamination is so easy with electronic equipment. Anything could set those things off. So there's always that doubt, okay, I have a REM pod and this went up. Well, how do you know, a bug didn't land on it, or, somebody's smoke, anything, your keys, your phone, anything could set it off. So there's too many variables.
I still like some of them, but I do understand what you're saying too. That's why I said sometimes we'll have like the gadgets in one area and then the basic. I'll walk around with my flashlight or, my voice recorder stuck in like on me, clipped on me or something. I think that honestly, that for me is good. But of course, especially if you have a case that you're going to do, you do want the cameras on and everything possible, like everything covered. But I like basic. I do more than anything. We do
have you ever was able to go to a residential for an investigation?
I have.
You have?
Okay. We had one, well, it wasn't residential, but I have several. There's honestly right now, there's not a lot here. Oh, okay. There it's almost like seasons, I think. People will call you for help and everything. I did go to one, and I think they were trying to be an investigator or wanted to see how it worked. But then we've been to real ones also. So you never know what you're going to get. But there are questionnaires. We have actually collaborated with our people that are on our channel trying to come up with a form for questions. And I think that's going to work well because you need to know medications and stuff for people and
medical history. Yep.
Absolutely.
And like, what's going on in your life? Or do you have a teenage daughter?
Right.
Because that's a big thing, and that kind of thing. We try to cover all the bases if we do.
Awesome.
Residential is hard because you have to cover a lot of bases, a lot of research, and then it's also a long-term commitment.
Oh yeah.
You just can't go in there and say, okay, everything's taken care of, I'm out of here. And no, it's, it could be years that you have to deal with a residential. And if you don't have that time to commit, then I just don't think that it's a good idea.
That's true. That's why it's good to have people in your group that are a good group, a good match for each other. That's why a lot of groups, don't work because they don't have good matches. But so far, the people that I investigate with, they're awesome. I got to give it out to them. I won't call names because I don't know who wants, but I have to say they're a great group.
Oop, okay, that's all right. We won't give them away. We promise. Hey, Tim, how's it going? No, it's good to have a stable team. It is. Because you do. Do you have people in your team that are assigned specific things to do on an investigation? Like you might have your camera guy, your sound guy, stuff like that.
Well, first of all, when we go, we always have a little security team, what we call it, a safety security that will walk around the outside and the inside to see if there's any, say you have a wire hanging or you have electronical something or just safety in general. We always do that. We have as far as the other, if we divide up, we kind of just get our evidence. We don't have people, we try to let everybody do everything. Does that help?
Yep.
Yeah. To experience everything. And then, of course, there's always people that seem to have more success at certain things. And when you're in a group, who kind of has that. Like
has their talent.
They do.
Yeah.
I have a child spirit who is around me quite often. And we know if we go somewhere with a kid, if I'm there, likely maybe she can help us out. So that's kind of cool. But we also have people we have one girl, we call her the flashlight whisperer. Her name is Laura, by the way. But she's great with that. If we have a malfunction or something, then we just have people that you find out what your strength is. And we kind of work with that. But we don't limit anybody. If they want to try something, we absolutely will do it. As long as it's not dangerous.
Not bad. So what made you transition into investigator into podcaster?
My CEO, Leitreanna, Terry Brown, she had a show, Family Spirit International or Supernatural. I can't remember which one was back in the day, but I was a guest on there, and then I became her producer. And then we said, well, you know what? Instead of being on somebody else's platform, she says, we're going to do our own. And I was like, okay, let's do that. So we did it. And then we said, well, why don't we have a network? Instead of just having us, why don't we have a network? And then it grew and it grew and it keeps growing every day. And we've only been our all access network television for the middle of July is when we actually started that.
Okay.
So, but honestly, people who like us and they stick with us, and we have great people. I'll name drop a little bit. We have Shane McLean. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He has 7:00 on Mondays. And then we have one of the favorite ones. It's a little different. It's called Serial Killers, Supernatural, and Murderers. We talk about that kind of stuff. It's with myself, Thomas Patrick Gormley. You guys may know him. Blaine Rohan and Leitreanna Brown. And we do that at 8:00. And then I have a guy named Chad Zumwalt. He does Chasing Nightmares at 10:30. Yeah. Like that name. Yeah. And then on Wednesday, we have Chris O'Toole, who's in Texas. She has her Outcast network, or Outcast podcast, not network. Sorry about that. And then at 9:30, I have a guy named Mark Walsh now. But we're getting Nathan Elwell soon, and we have several others that are coming too. So we're growing, and we have a little variety, a little bit. We have the dark and the light, and then we're going to have specials and that kind of stuff too. So yes, I'm sorry. I had to promote just a little bit because I'm proud.
No, that's good. No, the people need to know because they might be interested in checking it all out.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I'm very proud, and we have grown, and we're going to get better. And hopefully we've made 2 new friends here that'll,
all right,
collaborate a little bit with us. And we also have somebody who is, he collaborates with us, and his name is Sean Ellis. You guys know him. Mm-hmm. And he does external Wolf. Did I say that right? Or eternal? Don't shoot me, Sean. Don't shoot me.
It's eternal.
Yeah, eternal. There you go.
Eternal X Wolf Pack. I know it's like a tongue twister. It gets me bumbled every time.
He looks at me and goes, and I'm like, I can't help it. He collaborates with us, and he helps here, there, and everything. And I'm on his show some, and so are you guys. So that's cool. That's how we kind of got connected. Yeah.
So how does the audience, when you do get audience feedback, how does it influence you to change, things about the network that the viewers may want to see more, or new shows to go to the network? Is it just generally all paranormal, or is it variety of things that you welcome?
We welcome anything, but we have an exercise guy. He's a military guy who has an exercise program, and it that is in the progress. He was hoping earlier, but we have that. We have a guy who's a gardener. He had trouble after the hurricane. He had to redo his house and stuff. So that's coming. What we would, but it seems like we have more paranormal type stuff. But we are open. Anybody with a good show, we're open. We don't care about that. And if somebody comes to us and says, "Hey, we want to hear about castles," we're going to go to castles, and we want to put our stuff on there. You know, any of our content. We would be like, "Okay, come on." As long as they're good and they work as a team and a little family like we have, it's great. When we'll take any suggestions, absolutely any. And the only thing we don't do is put up with like hecklers and that kind of stuff, which is yeah, we get rid of those. Those have to go. We don't appreciate that. If you don't like it, just don't watch. That's kind of how we do.
Yeah, it's how I feel too. But I hold the record for trolls. So
yes,
oh,
you do.
No. Do you?
You do.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I got that record hold for the troll. I need a trophy, guys.
Oh my God, that was crazy.
It was crazy.
Oh, I am sorry for that. Now I don't know who it is, but yeah, some of them get kind of interesting.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting.
Did it turn into a stalker thing?
No, it happened at one time, and now every now and then I get one or two, but that one night it was like 60 of them.
Oh no.
And they just loaded the chat, and we were like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we didn't even know what to do.
Right. And and Bill from Carburetors and Coffee, he's in the chat. He's one of my mods, and he went in there and he's just hitting the button.
Good man. Do you think it was like a program?
I think it had to do with a gentleman that it was causing issues in the field. And I think it was some of his followers that
Jimmy
that were just attacking us. And
that's a shame.
Yeah. Hey Jimmy, how's it doing, honey? So yeah, that's it was definitely an experience. So now I tease and tell everybody that I hold the record. So
there you go. You need a plaque, right?
Right. 60, ambushed by 60 trolls. So it's
that's not okay.
Oh, it was fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And that's just one.
That was just one show.
Oh wow.
And we're like, oh, okay, what first
I didn't even know what to do. I was like, what?
I'm trying to like rolling.
We're trying to talk to like the interviewer, but at the same time, we're like, what?
Just okay, well, we don't know, but all right.
Your moderator, do you have just one? Was he
I
just
only had
like,
a couple
oh my goodness?
at that time? Poor Carla, she's one of them, and she was driving, trying to get home.
Yeah.
And so she's trying to delete while she's driving. She can't. So, and then I had another moderator, but he was busy doing something else. Excuse me. So then there was just Bill. So it's like, oh, poor Bill wore his finger out that day.
And then Jamie wasn't a mod at that time as well.
No, so after that, I made Jamie a mod, and I poured on a bunch. Susan's now one, and it's just because this is just crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Everybody freaked out.
I would think I would be on there going, "What can I do to help? What can I do to because I'm one of those. I'm like, I gotta help. That's crazy. Yeah,
hi,
we have a few, but
well, hi Cynthia. I loved your podcast.
Cookies. We want cookies.
I love the cookies. I don't think she knew who I was.
Oh, okay.
I was going underneath Central Mass, so I was wondering if she got.
I was telling it's not fair. I had my coffee ready, and she's making cookies,
I know.
and I didn't get one.
Those cookies looked yummy. They really did. They really did. Welcome, Cynthia. Welcome. Do you plan to? I know it's. You want the network to grow, but what is your goal for in the future? Do you want to collaborate with other networks? Do you want to make it so you can have a channel, or what's your goal?
Honestly, we would love to collaborate with other good networks, but it's really hard to find. No offense to anybody, please do not take this the wrong way. It's hard to find a good partnership. Is the best way I know to put it. Check out.
Right.
Yes, I will. I definitely will check that out, Cree. But yeah, we would love to find. We different shows. Like I said, we share out each other's content and shows. And honestly, right now, that's what we're doing. But if we could find a really good fit, that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
We are open to anything good. I don't know how else to. I kind of sound like I'm spinning, but yeah, I mean, it would be awesome for everybody to not try to down each other or outdo each other and just enjoy what, like your show. Enjoy yours, to enjoy hers, enjoy, any of it. Like I said before, I watch you guys sometimes, but sometimes I forget. So I apologize for that. And I stay busy.
Hey, we all do it.
But collaboration is, I think it's wonderful. I really do.
I think it was the last time I was co-hosting with Susan, and I was in the middle of doing something, and I'm like, "Oh shit, I got to be on at 3:00." And then I ended up, I messaged her. I said, "Give me 5 seconds," and I was getting myself ready. And then I was having computer problems. I'm like, "Oh, you got to be kidding!"
I call those gremlins because
that's what it was. The
Yeah,
gremlins hit me bad. I made it though. I made it in time.
I have figured out that the more we talk about certain subjects, the more the gremlins come. And the later on Monday night after like on the third show, we have more gremlins than any other time. So that always happens.
Yeah. Monday nights. Yeah.
It happens to everybody.
Mm-hmm. It does. And so we just laugh it off. There's gremlins. There's gremlins. And I do set my alarms to make sure that I do my stuff on time. So because I have looked up and gone, oh no, here I have to go. I'm 20 minutes away from home. Yeah. Oh yeah, we have to do that too.
So yeah, everybody gets it.
Yeah, and it's funny too because when I see you, there's one evening, maybe it's Mondays, that you have a back-to-back show.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're like, oh, yep. It's getting to be that time, so I have to go on another show, and then you go, and then as minute later you're on another show. Yeah. Monday
nights I have Shane McLean. And his is bridging the seen and unseen. And we have that at 7. Well, then our serial killer show is at 8.
8, yep.
So that's tight. I like an hour and a half if I set it up, but it just kind of got that way. And we just, I have backup. Like I said, thank goodness I have my CEO, and she's awesome. And I know she's watching. So, and I'm not doing it because you're watching, but no, you have to have more than one person, and it helps. But yeah, I'll pop from here to here, and we get our shows done, and we do well and we have a good time. But serial killer is kind of the fun for me,
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. I think it should be have a series of paranormal, I guess. A different team each week. Now that would be awesome. That actually would be. That is what that actually would be really good. Yeah, I like investigating with different people to see what they like and to see how they do it. Just different techniques, I guess. I think it is.
And there's always something to learn, so it's a good education. Yeah.
I love to learn, though. I do. I love to learn anything new. That's why I said we try out equipment all the time. Anything we can see, or we have people that have been on the shows that actually make their own equipment. Right. And that's always interesting.
Well, you never know. Someday you might something might happen and prove that it does work.
There is evidence out there, but depends on who you are and what you believe, I guess.
So yeah, it's on the fence for me.
It is.
But I do believe that it can. People who have been in the field for over 30 years and they've collected all their data. I believe if they do get together with other groups that have been in that long,
absolutely,
share our needs and what we're looking for, and then get together with an electronics expert to make up something that would benefit the field, I think would be fantastic. But it's when you got somebody that's only well, I do this and I do that, or when you can make it yourself, it's iffy because you don't know. You need more data from everybody to come up and develop equipment that is going to be good for everybody's needs. Not just, we'll do this and it picks up this. Well, it really, I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me.
Well, like I said, we've had people on the show that you should check out. Some of their equipment is, even if you don't know about it, it's interesting to look at and to hear what they have to say. And if you ever get lucky enough and you go to one of the Paracons, lots of people do different, and they'll they'll demonstrate it for you. They actually
Right.
will. If somebody won't demonstrate it for me, then that's when I'm skeptical. So, but no, I've never run into anybody that didn't. And it doesn't have to be, everybody has their favorite things, but like the Estes method, if I could get rid of the static in the little spirit boxes and that kind of stuff, that would be cool.
They would be
and
great.
I know that, I know there is stuff out there.
Yeah, they do have people that actually make them that take that out, so you're
They
just
do.
hearing the voice.
Yeah, but I do worry that I'm missing something if they do take that out, and what else gets taken out. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, there are pieces of equipment.
Yeah.
Cards, yeah.
Yep. I haven't actually tried cards yet.
I said something about that earlier. I have tried it just a couple times, but not for long at all. I have said the next big thing we go on, I would love to take the cards and see, because I have seen people do it, and I thought it was interesting, very interesting. So that is one of my little things on my list to do next time.
So do you just like bring a deck with you and just randomly pick cards?
The way I've seen it done, and I'm no expert, is you take your deck of cards. Matter of fact, I opened a new one the one time I did it, and you have somebody say they're doing the Estes method, or they're in a if they're over here and they can't see what the suit of the card or the number or anything. You can even, because back in the day, maybe they didn't know their ABCs, maybe they didn't, but they know colors most of the time. Some of them know shapes, so you have to kind of see if you have a child that never went to school, but they know their colors, you can do that. But yeah, I've just kind of like, if I hold them up and they can't see this side, see if, say, hey, can you tell me the color? And if they come up with the right color,
that's true.
Once is maybe, but 3 or 4 times you kind of go, But I've seen people do it and they come up with a Queen of Hearts, or something like that. And I thought it was interesting. And this wasn't one of the big shows. This was like somebody that I know that was showing me things they had done. So I definitely want to try it. You should try it too, just see if you like it.
I should.
Yeah.
Because as for myself, I pick a card every day from the tarot deck. But yeah, I would be curious to try cards at an investigation. That would be cool.
Now, I've never done tarot cards at an investigation. That would, I'm sure somebody could come up with some kind of thing. That would be actually kind of interesting, because you draw cards for people. I guess you could draw it for spirits too.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the new thing. There you go.
Hey, Ryan. Thank you for stopping in. Oh, good. So what is your future aspirations? What are your goals in the future, just in general?
Honestly, I love what I'm doing now. I just want to keep doing it and do it better, and find people who are just interesting. Even, I want to keep the good shows we have, but I'd love to meet new people that have other ideas also. Just kind of keep doing. This is what I feel like I was meant to do, and I enjoy it, very much enjoy it. And so far so good. Nobody's 100% successful, but so far we've done really well, and we have happy, like I said, we're friends. We feel like we're a little tribe, as we call it. So I think it's great. But yeah, we just want to get bigger, better, and make everything good and fun. And I was trying to think of something that we would like to add. But yeah, we always up for, if you have a show, and I'm not trying to really recruit, but if you have a show, an idea, let us know. Yeah. Absolutely, let us know.
Cree is going to get going. Thank you for stopping by, Cree.
Thank you. I'll check you out too.
That's awesome. So where can everybody find you?
Well, it's Gwen Johns on Facebook. Also, you can check out my CEO, Leitreanna Terry Brown, or her other one, Leitreanna Brown. We're also on YouTube, which is All Access, All Access Network Television. You have my YouTube, Gwen Johns again. You have Leitreanna's. You have Sean Ellis's. You can do any of that. You also have Blaine Rohan, Thomas Gormley, or any of the people that have shows with us. Any of us will help each other out. If you have a question, comment, suggestion, or if you just want to be a fan, that's cool too. We love those. And if you haven't seen any of our shows, look us up. At least pop in and see. You might find something you like very much.
Yeah, and it's great that we like share each other's shows because I shared a lot of yours as well.
And I share out yours.
It's just good to collaborate with you because that's what it's all about, to supporting each other and helping everyone be successful.
Exactly. That's what we want. We want everybody to be successful, not just us. But yeah, we share out your stuff. We share out now that we know about Laura's stuff, we'll do hers also. We try to do that with as many people as possible so we can reach as many as possible.
Absolutely. I don't know where Laura went.
I hope she was coughing. I hope she's okay.
I hope she's okay. Yeah. But anyways, I'm going to put you backstage. And
thank you guys for letting me come on.
Everybody, thank you, Gwen, for coming along.
Thank you.
And we'll see you shortly.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye. Well, that was a fantastic show. And, you need to check her out. All of her social medias is in the description. And also, like I said before in the beginning of the podcast, you want to check out Vampires Vendetta's website, social media on Facebook, and they do have a donation funding page. It is tax deductible if you want to donate anything. So everyone, thank you so much for joining in, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. We're going to have Laura and I have on Emerald Isle Paranormal Research. They are from Ireland, so a great paranormal team. I know Jenny for years, so stay tuned to that. So everybody, stay safe and stay spooky, and I'll see you later.